is the end of the year, and it's somehow natural to feel like looking back and see what happened during the year. So let's look back and see what happened during 2025. Welcome back to Boring Astronomy. I'm Alessandro, your astronomer next door.
Boring Astronomy.
In case you're new to the channel, this is Boring Astronomy. I'm Alessandro and I've been in astronomy for the past 20 years. I have selected for you 5 stories which, in my opinion, are the most representative of what this past year has been. The first one is the discovery of the asteroid 2024 YR4. As you can guess from the name 2024, the asteroid was actually discovered in December 2024. It became famous in January 2025 when the first calculations of its orbit predicted an impact with Earth in 2032. For a few days, this asteroid reached a probability of impacting Earth which was of the order of a few percent. This is the highest ever computed in our history so far. It created a lot of alerts. It was followed up basically by any telescope on Earth, and now it's too far away and too faint to be followed, but when it will come close to Earth again in 2028, a lot of people are going to observe it again. You see, it is tempting to say that the year started with a bang. It is probably better to say that the year started with a forecast of a bang. Still early during the year, the members of the DESI consortium released their first results. DESI is the Dark Energy Spectroscopic Instrument, which is a beautiful spectrograph installed on the 4-meter telescope at Kitt Peak Observatory in the United States, and they released their first bunch of data. The first interpretation of the cosmological part of this data showed that the dark energy is probably evolving over time. There have been 2 main discussions about this data. On one hand, people saying that the data have been badly interpreted. On the other hand, people who are trying to understand this data based on new physics or modifying the current cosmological paradigm. It is super exciting, and very likely this is going to evolve over the next year. On a similar note, the foremost instrument and the WIV instrument have finally started commissioning, and they are on their way to start their respective surveys. They are multi-object spectrographs, again on 4-meter telescopes. One is on the Vista telescope next to Paranal in Chile. The other one is on the 4-meter William Herschel telescope in the island of La Palma. The 2 instruments are very, very similar, and they have very similar science cases. They will probably provide a fantastic view over the whole sky of a lot of stars and galaxies. So I am particularly excited about these instruments, also because I'm part of one of the science teams. So keep listening, because there's going to be amazing stuff coming out of these 2 guys. Perhaps the biggest news that most astronomers have been waiting for this year has been the first images of the Vera Rubin Observatory. We have been waiting for this for more than 20 years, and I remember when I first heard about this in September 2005, and finally we have the images. During this year, the commissioning with the commissioning camera has been completed. The installation of the final camera has been successfully done, and the first light of this fantastic instrument has been achieved, and the first images have been released, and also some first data with which we can start playing. Next year, there's going to be probably the first data release, or the early data release of this project, and get ready, because this is going to be something that many people are going to remember for a very long time. Astrobiology is something that I don't follow particularly close, but this year there have been 3 news which have been very, very exciting. On one hand, there has been the detection of some chemicals on Mars, which on Earth are only possible because of biological processes. The paper where this discovery has been reported is very careful and is very clear. There may be other natural processes which can synthesize these chemicals which do not involve biology. But still is a very exciting idea. The other thing is, you may or may not remember, a mission which went to the asteroid Bennu and brought back a sample from that asteroid. There have been two papers, actually a series of papers, but two are the ones which we are interested in, reporting on the discovery of amino acids, and in particular in one, basically all amino acids which can form an RNA sequence are available. This supporting the fact that the chemicals which are at the base of life, how we understand it and as we have it on Earth, are available also in the outer space, which has a lot of very interesting biological and, if you wish, religious implications. Out of fun, last year I did exactly the same video, and I was curious to go back and check which were the 5 events that I was expecting for this year. So I was expecting the first light of LSST, got it. I was expecting the beginning of Foremost and Weave, and I got it. I was expecting the first data release of Euclid, and I got it. I just don't think it managed to make it to this video today. I was hoping for the explosion of T Corona Borealis, recurrent nova, which, being a recurrent nova, decided not to go off. And I was expecting some interesting news about the value of the Hubble constant. It didn't really happen, but in fairness, a few weeks before the announcement and the discussion of this new value for H0, there was the DESI data release. So that sort of shuffled the cards on the table a bit. I think I didn't behave too bad. And to you, what was the most interesting astronomical event of 2025? I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you in 2026. Ciao!